Okay, everybody, this is a guided walkthrough for level number 27 from the Temperance CTF Labs from HackMyVM.eu. So in each one of these levels, you need to read the mission document over here to figure out what you need to do inside the level. So it says in this mission, you'll receive a URL that you must visit. In the body of the URL, there's data from a etc password file, and you must return the UID of the proxy user. So for example, they're going to give you a URL over here, and let's just try visiting the URL ourselves. So we'll do this inside the web browser. Okay, and we see this looks like typical contents from the etc password file in a Linux system. And we have to get the UUID, or the UID of the proxy user over here. So the user ID is a number that identifies a particular user, and in this case, we need to get this. We need to send it back to the server. So how do we do this with Python? So the first thing we need to do is we need to modify the previous level script. So I think we don't need any of these other libraries here, but we are going to need the request library. So the request library is how Python deals with web pages. And okay, so how are we going to do this? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to modify the code. We're accessing level number 27 here. So level number 27, and we're just going to receive the initial data from the server for the initial response from the server. So let's write that out, and then let's run the script for level number 27. Oh, okay. We also need to make sure that we're quoting out our stuff. So what we're doing here is we're taking the code that comes after this part of the code, and we're just quoting it out so that it doesn't run. We're doing this because we're workshopping the script right now to make sure that everything runs up until this point. This is a more efficient way to write your code when you're trying to get it done in steps. So we're not running the entire program all at the same time. We're workshopping it to make sure that parts of the program work before we move on. Okay, awesome. So we received in bytes this URL that we're supposed to visit. And so the first thing we need to do is we need to convert these bytes into a string, because the requests library handles strings. So we just need to convert the bytes into a string. Okay, so what we're making here is the URL variable. This is going to be data2, but we're going to decode from bytes into UTF-8. I'm pretty sure it is decode, but I might be wrong. Okay, so we'll print out a little message. So this is the URL converted to a string. And we'll just print out the URL. We're going to comment out everything else, and we're going to make sure that this part of the code works. Okay, so this is the URL converted to a string, so it looks like it's been converted to a string successfully. The next thing we need to do is we need to get the body of this web page. So we're just going to look this up. Python requests get response body. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, so request library in Python, response.text. So this attribute provides the response body as a Unicode string. That sounds like what we want to do. So import requests, response equals request.get, and then this URL over here. Then print response.text. Okay, that sounds about right. So the next step we're going to do is we're going to get the URL response body. And how are we going to do that? So it's going to be request equals we'll just call it URL request. Okay, so the URL request is going to be requests dot something. What was it again? Request dot get. And then we're going to put the URL in there. And then the response body is going to be equal to URL request dot text. I think that's it. Let me check. Request dot get this response dot, so whatever it is, dot text. So URL request dot text, and then we can print that out. So we're going to print out as an f string something. This is the response body. Put that on a new line and then print out response body. Okay, so let's see if this works. So this is the response body. Okay, great. It looks like we got the response body, which has the password stuff. So we just need to isolate this line. So this is going to be, let's see. So Python isolate line of text according to string. Okay, so if we want to isolate the line of text according to the string, to isolate a line of text in Python based on the presence of a specific string, you can iterate through the lines in its source text and then check each line for the desired string. Okay, and then for line in this split lines, if targeted text in line, isolated dot append line. So isolated line, okay, so we want to, why are we saving this as a list? So target, we're gonna have a target string and we're gonna have isolated lines. Okay, so I mean, I guess we're gonna get the extracted line. We're gonna extract the line. Okay, so we want to isolate the line target user. So the target user in this case is going to be the proxy user. And I guess we can, I guess we can put this in a list. Do we want to put it in a list? I mean, I guess we can, yeah, I guess we can put it in a list and see what happens after that. Okay, so we're going to run our for loop here, for line in response body. Okay, so if target string in line, then isolated lines append line, okay? So let's see. In this case, it's going to be target list. So if target user inline, then isolated, well, I guess we're just going to call this target list. Target list append line, and then after this for loop, we're going to print off a little message. Okay, this is the line with the proxy user. And then new line, and then print off the target list. Okay. Okay, let's run the script again. This is the line with the proxy user. Oh, that's funny. It should, so for line in response body, so response body is the text, request.text. If target user, and target user is proxy, is in the line, then target list dot append that line. For line in response body. You know what? Let's just do a little test. So for line in response body, we're going to print the line. Print line. And we'll see what happens. We will see what happens after that. Okay, let's run that thing again. So this is going to be, yeah, this is each character here. So this doesn't treat this as a line. It treats this as each individual character, which means it's not going to work. So for line, oh, split lines. This is the part I forgot. So text data, split lines. Okay, so I need to include this. Silly me. So, okay, let's get rid of this. So for line in response body dot split lines. Save that out, clear it, run it again. Okay, so this is the line with the proxy user. So this is one item in a list, and we need to split this up. We need to split it up. Actually, you know what I want to do? I want to save this as a string instead of a list. Okay, so how about, I think for the string, you should be able to join the line. Target, we call this target string now. So target string join line. Or does append work with strings? Okay. Python append to string. Strings are immutable, meaning that they cannot be changed after creation. Therefore, appending to a string actually involves creating a new string using the plus operator. So the most straightforward way to concatenate two or more strings is going to be string 1 plus string 2. Okay, so in that case, so the target string is going to be empty string. So end. So target string plus equals line. Okay, so hopefully this works. If it doesn't, we'll get an error message. Target list. So target, okay, target string equals this. If target user is in the line, then target string plus equals that line. Okay. So we're actually, yeah, target, we need to do target string. So if you rename one variable in Python, you need to rename everything in the script that includes that variable. Okay, so this is the line with the proxy user, so this is a string. So all we need to do now is we need to isolate the number. So we know that the number is going to be the third thing when we separate this by the colons. So I think we can do this. So isolate the number. Okay, so isolate the number. This is going to be, we'll just call this the target number. And that's going to be, this will come later. So target number is going to be some string, but this is going to be, we're going to turn this into a list. It's going to be target string dot split, and it's going to be split according to the colon over here. So the target number is going to be target list, the third element, which is number 2, and then we're going to print that print something out. I'm going to print out. Okay, so we're going to print f. This is the number we need to send back, and then it's going to be target number. Okay, so let's see if this works. So we're very close to finishing it off if we manage to get this working. Okay, let's run the script one more time. This is the number we need to send back, and it looks like this is the correct number. So all we need to do now is we need to convert this string back into bytes and then send it back. So convert the string into bytes over here. So bytes equals target num dot encode from UTF-8 back into bytes, and then send the challenge back, and then receive the flag. Okay, so let's see if we can get this all done in one shot. Okay, we received the flag. Awesome. Okay, so let's talk about what we did in this level here, and then we'll finish off the level. So when we ran the script, we received a URL over here. We need to convert the URL back into a string and then get the body of the URL over here. So the URL we converted back into a string. We used the requests library to get the response, the body of the response when we go to that URL. And then we extracted the line that we wanted to, which was the one with the proxy user on it. We also isolated the number inside of the line so that we could send it back. So this is it over here. This is the response. We isolated the line with the proxy user here, and then we extracted only the number. So the number, we converted that back into bytes, we sent it to the server, and then we got the flag. So HMV proxy no what? Proxy no world? Anyways, let's copy that flag and let's send it back. Okay, so we're going to submit the flag, and that is The correct flag. Okay, everybody, that was a guided walkthrough for level number 27 from the Temperance CTF Labs on HackMyVM.eu. So if you enjoyed this guided walkthrough, please click on the like and subscribe buttons on the video and leave a comment underneath the video. But until next time, HackerFrogs out.
Hey there, HackerFrogs! Are you enjoying this workshop? Learning new concepts and skills? If so, there's a way you can support the channel, and it's totally free. Just click on the subscribe button below the video. Also, click on the like button, and if you have questions or comments on this workshop, please leave them below the video. Thanks for listening. And now, back to our scheduled programming.